Galera, os cortes do SEEEL estão saindo agora, o programa vai ser legendado e os cortes também vão ser legendados, mas esses aqui a gente vai soltar 100% em inglês pra vocês acompanharem logo, mas muito em breve vai ter legenda tanto aqui nos cortes quanto no programa na íntegra, beleza? Curte aí. So, SEEEL, again here in the tree, but now after a final, we have how many time about this? Mostly a month.
Yeah, I think it's been a month. Sorry guys, by the way, it's my fault. Meu português é muito ruim. Desculpa.
Is your fault what? That's not English?
Yeah.
No, okay, it's okay. So almost a month spent like in the we have the finals and we have achievements, second place in the championship. Your achievement is not what you want, but it's a very quick job you make here in KEYD because it's your first year here in Brazil. You talk a lot about a 5 years plan, a 5 years project. But in 1 year, you have 2 first place in the points in the group stage. And after that, you go to a semifinal in the first split.
It was a semis, yeah.
Semifinals and now a great final.
Yeah.
So how your evaluation about your year here in Brazil, the year of the KEYD stars here in Brazil, for your expectations when you arrive here and when you end your first year here in Brazil?
Well, let me ask a question.
Yeah.
If you're a trainer for a team, right? Actually, chat too.
Okay.
If you're a coach for a team, do you tell your players, okay, guys, let's make finals, let's make semifinals? Is that what you tell your players?
Oh, never.
Of
Let's go
course.
for the championship.
Of course. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I mind control myself into thinking that we can win this thing, and I think all the players believe that we could win this thing. So. When we didn't, it felt very disappointing. But if you look at the year in review, the great thing about what I've done in Brazil, I think, is that I've documented everything that I said I was going to do in multiple interviews. So I had Leon Butch's interview with Nice Esports. I had your interview here. I had Deploy the Crime. And then I also made my 5-year plan very public to everyone.
Yeah.
It's available on my YouTube channel at SEEEL. And there at the very end, I speak about my expectations going into the year with Tukui, who we had much higher expectations than obviously Lelico. And it was that if we can make top 4 in the first split in playoffs, it was a successful year, and top 3 in the second split.
That's your expectation.
That was our expectation.
Okay.
And this was an expectation that was 3 or 4 places above our community expectation and 5 or 6 places above our budgetary expectation, right? So if you look at our budget, for example, I think across our 5 players right now, we're probably in bottom 3, excluding my salary, of course. I think
in the bottom 3 of salaries, not of the play.
Yeah, but no, and in terms of like, to be fair to KEYD, it's not that KEYD didn't invest; it's that they invest a lot of money into me.
Okay.
Right. So it's normal that I'm able to make these guys perform. But compared to the player salaries, if you compare player salaries, we put our expectation 4 to 5 places above the budgetary requirements and 3 to 4 places above the community requirements, and we ended top 3 in the first split and top 2 in the second split. So it is definitely an overachievement. And anyone that's doubting that, you could look at my previous post on Twitter, on X. Actually, no, you can't unless you're outside of Brazil.
We can.
And you can also look at my YouTube channel. I think I've been very clear on that. But nonetheless, still very disappointed. Obviously, I mean, I don't know what other people think, but our first game, we had a 30 kill game is 15-15.
You said final?
In the finals,
okay.
this split. And I think a lot of the games were actually a lot closer than people imagine.
It's a lot closer.
A lot closer. First of all, the first game, it ended up being that Jin was out of position and Jax caught him with the no flash.
Yeah.
So I think it was actually a much closer final than people think. And therefore, you know, looking at the year in hindsight, I would say it's a success. But personally, obviously, I'm always going to be going for the title, so it's a bit disappointing.
Hey, absolutely, you're always going for the title, but we have reality and expectation because I don't know, the coach of Liberty wants to go to the title, but he knows he can't achieve the title. Turtle side know about that. They have that team, they have they have the roster, and they see the roster, they see the reality of CBLOL and say, okay, if I make the championship here, I'm God. That's the reality of the team, and we have expectation. And the reality is your you think you're going to achieve a third place, a fourth place this year, that's your provisions for the KEYD this year.
Yeah, and we placed one place above our expectation, which was already meant to be an overperformance, right? So definitely commercially, we are happy with the result. Obviously, we're going to aim to do more next year. But something else that's important is like the way I see coaching is very simple, and I think it should be the same for everyone in Brazil and everyone globally. In football, if you're given a team full of superstars and you don't win, you fucked up. That's it.
But it's just normal.
It's normal, but you fucked up.
Real
It's
Madrid
normal.
don't always win, and they have an all-star gaming.
But Man City does.
No.
Man City won with Guardiola.
Yeah, but it's not every time.
Yeah, but they won a lot. They won a lot. The main point I'm trying to get at is this: if a trainer gets a certain budget and they don't place within budget relative to the league or above, they've done a bad job. That's it. And I think that if I didn't do that, I should lose my job. But luckily, we did it. So there you go.
In the second split, the KEYD have a great change of mentality in the gameplay too. In comparison for the first split, all your players are evolving a lot. I say that to the Summons. I say that to Smiley. The gameplay of Smiley grows a lot. His mentality grows a lot, and all your team have a change of mind, a change of heart. What do you think you guys do to evolve so much from the first split to the second split? In not only in the gameplay, but in mentality too. Except the final. We'll talk about the final in a moment, but because in the final, I think you guys have a great underperformance in the mindset. But along the split, all your players play very well and thinking and have an emotional very good too.
Yeah, I think one thing that people have to avoid is recency bias. People remember what happened the last month. They don't see the whole process. But luckily for me and luckily for us as professionals, all of our games are public. So you can actually go back and watch them. And I would
put all your games public, or you?
No, our games, not our scrims. But
okay.
Yeah, all our games are public, so you're able to see the performances of our players, right? We achieved the same level of performance in the regular season, 15 wins, 3 losses, as Super Team in Furia 2 years back, and we went further in the playoffs. And at the time, no one would doubt that Pro Delta was, for example, the best support in the league, right? During the regular phase of this split. So yeah, I would say that our players evolved a lot. Why? Well, it's as simple as this. If I throw my phone on the floor, right? No one's gonna pick it up for me unless I ask them to, unless I pick it up myself, right? It's a matter of will, right? If they want to get better, people will get better, right? It's a matter of priority and will. The truth is, getting better is very difficult.
Yeah.
Getting better is difficult because you have to constantly break your boundaries, your capabilities as a player, especially in a highly competitive, highly stressful environment. And so that's what my players were able to achieve, and the full credit goes to them, right? That's one. But two, I also think that we have a different methodology. For example, Liberty scrimmed their academy. Didn't go so well, but we also scrimmed our academy. We scrimmed our academy more than any other team. We played 170-ish games, I think, on the first split alone.
But we have a little difference here because you have a great academy. Yeah, you don't have one.
But we don't spend more than them.
We don't make a good job, a good draft on your players.
There's a lot of players available in the market.
Yeah.
You just have to know when to look and how to look and what to do. And so it's not like we spend more in our academy team. I mean, actually, if you think about KEYD infrastructure, we do. But if you balance out the total cost of operation, it comes to be the same, if not less, than most teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that the credit of the evolution of the players come from the players themselves, but B, I think our methodology involving high performance, including psychology, including the way that we track stress and fatigue and the problems, were at a higher level than the other teams across the league, and I count a lot of that to that methodology within KEYD, as well as our performance team, our performance staff as well.